All right. Welcome in, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to part 2 of The Tale of Stolen Treasure. We have our 3 adventurers, our dwarven party, back to find out exactly what this treasure they're looking for is. What is the Dragon Heart? We have our pirate captain, Bojangles, here played by James. We have our beautiful, handsome, rugged dwarf, Dougal, played by none other. Oh, wait. My apologies. Dougal. Let me see here. Why is it not showing up? Hang on. Oh, there we go. By Ryan. There we go. Sorry. Technical issue here with my Roll20. And then we have our nerd of the group, our technician, Thad, played by Brett. We're going to kick right back off where we left as the ship exploded from being sunk by the giant sea creature after defeating all of the merfolk that tried to invade. You saved your party member, the elf that's leading you to this island. He's unconscious as all 4 of you swim to the shore of the Dragon Maw Isle. Everybody, let's get started. So grab an ale, prepare for a tale, for all are welcomed at the Banshee's Whale. The 4 of you swimming through the wreckage, treading some water along the way as your dwarven stubby little legs kicking in the water, trying to keep afloat as 2 of you work to keep your friend Yedra above water, as he's just dead weight at this point. The isle you're swimming to is just less than a mile out. Does anyone wish to do anything other than just swimming to the isle?
See if I can find some floating wood to try to put him on, so it'd be a little easier to push him to shore.
There's plenty of wood around. All of you had been on a large piece of wood, but couldn't carry all 4 of you at once and began to sink. So none of the larger pieces around could hold all 4 of you at once.
I would just leave our guide on the floating and jump off the side and just start kicking and pushing.
Okay, so you put Yedra on top of a piece and kind of just help push him?
Yeah.
All right. So Thad tells Bojangles to let go of Yedra, swims over, shoves him up onto a piece of wood that stays afloat and begins paddling towards shore. The other 2, you're free swimming right now, so you have mostly freedom of movement to go around. You see an open beach on the nearest side of the island to you. You just want to swim straight for the open beach?
I'm gonna light up a cigar while swimming. Breaststroke, of course.
He's actually leaning
dry.
back, keeping afloat while staring up while he lights a cigar and is kicking.
What a lovely day.
And Bojangles, are you just swimming straight to shore as well?
As much as I want to go down with my ship, I think it's best to swim to the shore. However, I kind of want to think if there's anything on the ship that I might need.
You see? You have all of your equipment as you grabbed all of it when you began engaging the merfolk. So other than that, it was just the rations that you had taken. So a lot of the barrels you saw had been destroyed. A couple barrels of the rations, mostly jerky, are bobbing in the water. You also know that your connection to the ship, you can begin repairing it once you're on land.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, as I go to shore, I'm gonna grab a handful of jerky and eat that on my way to shore.
The two of you swimming back to shore. Thad, you look over and you see Bojangles kind of swim off the beaten path and swims over to one of the bobbing barrels and reaches in and grabs a handful of something and begins swimming. And he's shoving it into his mouth as he does it.
Yeah.
That'll be jealous. It's the only one that hasn't had any jerky this whole trip.
His stomach gurgles a little bit.
Yeah.
Getting hungry. All right. So you all make it to shore perfectly fine. You begin to dry off and squeeze some of the water out of your clothing. You set up Yedra, leaned up against some of the rocks. He's still unconscious but breathing. Some of the wreckage also begins floating onto the beach. Let me move you guys over. And do you all have vision? All right, let's go to adventuring and take it from the beach. As you guys approached, you saw this large island with a mountain that comes out of it at an angle and is split down partially, and it looks like the mouth of a dragon, which is where it got its name. It's covered in lush green grass, brush, trees, and the mountainside is toward the northern portion of the island.
With our guide on the shore, I'm going to try to stabilize him, see if I can't wake him up.
All right, Thad, you walk over and kneel down a little bit. Yedra's a taller elf. You kneel down to get him eye length. You look him over, and you know the best way to wake somebody up. You slap him across the face, and he wakes up. That son of a bit. Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, Thad.
Hey, there you are, all well rested, I see now.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. Wasn't meant toward you.
Sorry, I've had worse when someone's woken up.
Is everyone okay?
Yeah, you might want to ask Bojangles. I don't know how he feels about his boat. I point over towards the cove with the shards.
And I'm just sitting there stress eating
no.
with beef jerky.
Yedra stands up, brushes off some of his clothes, looks it over, and you can see he almost looks like he feels uncomfortable being wet. He walks over and puts a hand onto Bojangles' shoulders. She was a lovely vessel.
I look that straight in the eyes as I just keep chomping on beef jerky.
Well, I don't mean to rush, but we at least made it to the... That throwing firebolts?
I didn't mean to click. I want to check something else.
That's how Bojangles side. He's like, I got this. I don't mean to rush, but we should probably hurry up. I believe the book said the Templars' lair was up in the mountain near the maw.
Okay. You feel strong enough to walk by yourself now?
Oh, yes, I'm perfectly fine.
Alrighty then. What do you guys think? Should we get moving, or do you guys stay here, Bojangles, and fix the ship a bit more first?
I think I want to start repairing the ship right away.
Bojangles, you turn toward the open water where you see the ship's wreckage, and you reach into the pocket of your coat, the inner pocket, and pull out this map. That's actually a diagram of the ship, showing the structure of everything. You drew it so that you would remember exactly how everything looked, and you begin to focus on it. Your eye patch begins to glow a bright orange as all of the pieces of the ship floating in the water also get an orange hue over it and begin to slowly drift together. You've started your ritual of repairing the ship. You know, as it is right now, this should take about 24 hours before the ship is fully repaired.
I'll look at the other team and go, we got about a day's worth, 24 hours, before we can head back.
Okay. It's going to take us about that long to probably find this stuff anyways. So can this repair while we're gone, or do you have to stay nearby for the whole time?
I believe I can go with, and it'll repair itself.
Okay.
You're correct.
Perfect.
Once you start the ritual, it begins to put itself fully together.
Alright. Well,
And let's
Dougal, you
move
need to do
along.
anything, or should we just follow this guy off to the unknown?
Duel gets out of the water. 9 p. Throws the cigar out. Well, let's get this adventure on the road. Immediately lights up another cigar.
Yedra walks away from the three of you just a bit over to the rocks there, and he finds a large branch or piece of wood, something, and he kind of breaks off a piece, and he looks it over, and he holds it down like a walking stick. Well, a trek through the jungle sounds pretty nice.
Can't think of anything that could go wrong.
I can. Dirt everywhere. But
Ugh.
It's good for you.
for the treasure, right?
Can't wait to get off the sand.
He he hoists the walking stick above. Adventure!
Yeah, okay.
What, are you guys not excited?
I just slowly look back at my ship repairing. I don't know whether I want to throw a fit or cry.
I'm just cheating a cigar. Not a care in the world.
You get what you pay for. Let's go.
Alrighty.
And all four of you start to leave the beach and walk through the green of the island. I'll move you guys over to the full island map.
It's cool.
Okay. So you get a good overview of the island. You continue forward straight toward the mountain. While swimming up, you saw kind of a path naturally cut out of the mountain that allows you to go up from where you are. Take your time and push through a lot of the brush until you come up to the base of the mountain. You look it over, and there seems to be some sort of creature that has built a nest all along the side of the mountain. These nests are very large. They're built from what looks to be some of the branches from the trees all around, and actually some pieces that you recognize as pieces of ships that might have wrecked here. All of the nests are empty, but they're built into the side of the mountain, and there's actually quite a few of them.
Can I roll an investigation check?
None of them are at your level right now, but you could just roll me a nature check. Dougal, are you familiar with this nest structure? Looks to be that of giant eagles.
There a ring involved.
What?
Giant eagles, Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
reference. Okay.
yes. I got that as you said that. I mean, you could make your way up to the nest and see what's going on in there.
Yeah, I will.
Dougal lets the others know that these are the nests of giant eagles, and sometimes they're particular to finding shiny objects. He says this and begins to free climb the side of this mountain up to some of them. Do any of you follow him or just stand back and watch him?
I have a safety rope attached, by the way, for a proper scaling of this size. I have a safety rope attached.
Attached to what?
Thick hips.
So you see him going up and hammering in pittons as he's climbing and connecting them as he's scaling.
And that skinny elf is holding me up. You know, he's going to be my safety rope, is the skinny elf.
I've got you.
Exactly.
He looks over at that. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Just stand there. You know, when he falls, you'll go up. You know, you'll be in the middle. You'll be fine.
And I'm just staying there, watching, shaking my head as this guy just chiefing on cigars. I pull out another handful of sopping wet jerky. Tiny little tear, me thinking about my ship.
And
I'm pissed about that jerky. I want that jerky. It's my jerky. It's on my ship. It's my
you should
jerky.
really check on Bojangles. Dougal, real quick. Free climbing this mountain. Roll me either an acrobatics or an athletics check.
Okay, athletics. I got that.
Okay, perfectly
All
fine.
those cigars are coming in handy, just slowing me down.
You climb up the side of the mountain. You get a little winded and actually cough a little bit. And as you do, some black smoke actually comes out of your mouth as you cough.
Perfect.
You can breathe a little easier. You make it up to one of the giant eagle nests. You look into it, and you actually see a short sword lying in one of the nests. You look over to one to your left, and you see some chainmail laid out in it.
I do an investigation check to see if it's like trapped or anything, or I make a roll of some sort.
Yeah. Roll me investigation.
Yep.
Like finally. You look over you look over the nest, and it actually seems like the eagles haven't been here in a while. Your familiarity with them, you know they're not usually gone from their nest this long, but the eagles have been gone for, you'd say, over a month.
Oh, I take it.
The chainmail and the sword haven't rusted at all. You don't think they've been here for more than even a year.
I take them. I liberate them to find a
You-
new home.
You pull the chainmail out of the nest and stuff it in your pouch. You take the sword and slide it into a section of your backpack and put it back on.
No, I
You're-
threw the sword at the elf saying catch.
You take it out and drop it just straight down.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not doing that. We're not making
No,
that
it's too
canon.
late. You drop the sword and you yell down, catch. You look as Yedra looks up, ah! And he lets go of your rope and steps away from it. Your rope comes up a bit to where none of the others can reach, as it's connected to one of your pittons, and you pulled back on it. But you are actually most of the way up to the next section of the mountain.
So can I lower the rest of the rope down and have them climb up if they want to?
You could.
I take a very, very strong brace stance with my luscious thighs and go, we're already halfway there, boys. Let's make it the rest of the way. And I lower the rest of the rope.
You end up actually climbing up the rest of the way. Lower your rope down and brace your stance. Thad, Bojangles, do either of you climb up the rope? Or take the path to your right that ends up walking up the mountain?
I'm going to take a look to the right and then look straight up. And I'm going to pick the path. Just walk up. I have a feeling it won't be much longer than climbing up.
Bojangles? You see Thad begin walking off toward the path?
I kind of look both ways, and I kind of want to know which way would be the quickest. Straight up the rope or around the path.
Well, it depends on how confident you are as a climber.
I take the path. My mindset's all torn.
With a lit cigar in his mouth, he just yells, you cowards! That's why you guys look like string cheeses, not a Greek god, and I flex. You want a performance check on that too, Rob?
You don't need one.
As he says that, I kind of pull the rope like I'm going to pull him down and just start walking up the path.
I flip him off and yell that he's a coward. That's why your ship went down. If you had stronger core, you would have made it.
Another tear drops down my face.
Enjoy that soggy jerky.
Yedra begins following behind them, but covering his face from looking up at...
Wait, did they take the sword that I dropped?
No, they left it.
Take the sword!
I run back and grab the sword.
You're not a coward!
You run back and pick the sword out. You examine it over. It's a normal short sword. You stow it in your pouch.
We can sell it!
You wait at the top of that branch of the path as the others make their way up the mountain. Well, I believe we're on our way there. There should be a cave in the side of this mountain that leads down into the Templar's lair.
All right.
Go for
Lead
it.
the way. If any traps spring, we'll be safe.
Well, we're gonna make him go first, so that way if the trap goes up, he's the one that gets...
Well,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna die for the elves' poor planning.
I'm right here.
You didn't catch the sword I dropped. It was a gift, and you left it.
And I'm not gonna catch the sword that gets shot out of the wall from a trap. So...
Oh, you're going to dodge it.
And if I die, none of you get paid.
What if we
Oh,
bring
we
your
got
head
paid
back?
before
Is that
we
like
left.
Yeah,
You
that's like
got
a 50-50.
A portion of it.
It's better than nothing.
And
Hey,
you
Google,
guys
let's,
need me. I'm the expert on this lair we're going into.
You couldn't even climb the rope.
Knowledge is power, my friend, and I think you need me. So maybe, and let's be honest, Dougal. You're strong. You're mighty. You could step on a trap, and the trap runs scared.
How close is he to the side of the cliff?
He's hugging the other side.
I finished my cigar and throw it out the side of the cliff. You win this round, laddie.
You turn around from him, take one big puff of the rest of it, and just flick it off the side of the mountain. You begin to walk off, and the others follow you. Yedra looks down from where you flicked it, and he's like, I hope that doesn't start a fire.
I glare back at him and be like, do you want to throw down, elf? I will throw down.
If that
You
doesn't
just-
start a fire, my firebolt will.
You just threw it down.
The air will take care of it.
You're probably right. He rolls his eyes a little, but you don't see no consequences whatsoever.
I mean, there's no one here but us, according to you, so we should be just fine.
You guys turn the corner. Oh, look. I think I see the cave entrance.
Perfect.
Show us
Sir.
the way.
You know what? I'll do just that. He takes lead and walks into the cave. You follow him into the cave, and you see him looking up and all around. The inside of the cave, it's actually a very high ceiling. Everything in here is very natural. As you walk, but the cave is somewhat shallow, and at the far end, there seems to be actually 2 doors carved into the wall.
Who has all the
Well-
gold from when they paid us?
Your boss,
Okay, never mind.
Fredrin. Well, does anyone know how to open these?
You're the expert. elf.
Do
Well,
stone cutting work on the doors?
yeah, you could roll a history check at advantage. And roll it one more time for me for advantage.
Oh.
Okay. You're not necessarily familiar with the architecture on this side of the world, but you know these doors, the way everything looks. There's no handle to it, no hinges. It must be sealed with some sort of magic. You guess there's either a passcode or something along the face of the door that should end up triggering it to open.
Okay.
Well, if we look at the carvings on the door, as Indra puts his hand against the door and kind of brushes off some of the dust on it, this looks like a story of the Templars battling some sort of dragon. It looks like a mighty battle. I
Can I
would
roll-
guess.
Can I roll some
Yes.
kind of check to see like if I understand this story?
Well, you look at the carvings on the door, the almost mural on the door. You see a line of soldiers lined up, clad in armor, almost an entire army, rushing forward to the center of the door. On the other side, on the right door, is a dragon high in the sky, breathing out fire. The sun in the background on the left door. At the bottom, you see a pile of bones on the bottom right door, just a pile of bones carved into it. Just from looking at it, you kind of get the summary of the story there as well.
Which would be
Exactly what he just explained.
okay.
You see if there's like any holes or like key or like anything that on the door that the latch.
How about now? How about now? Okay.
Okay, cool. You look over the door, and is there any particular part of the door that you want to kind of brush over?
They're kind of like it's like the sides of the door, kind of just like maybe grazing around, seeing if there's any holes or any like drafts coming from the door where there might be like an opening.
Okay. You check over the sides of the door, between it and the wall. It seems fairly sealed. In the center of the door, between the two doors, you do hear the whistling of some sort of draft in between it. You end up trying to see through it. It's too dark to see. Your hand kind of drifts off, and you feel like your hand catch on the head of the dragon. The dragon seems to be almost sculpted out of the door a little.
I press on the sculpted out dragon.
You
just press on it a little bit.
go to press, and as you press, your hand kind of curls. You actually take the head of the dragon off the door, decapitating the carving of the dragon, and the door begins to creak open.
I kind of just take my hands and kind of just open it in the hole that I took from the dragon.
Well, that's kind of morbid.
Maybe it tells a little more of the story about what happened to the dragon.
Maybe he was just taking a nap.
Yeah, I would say it seems like the Templar were kind of proud of that. Kind of seems messed up to me.
Yeah, because you know everything, elf.
Not as much as you, Buell. Not as much as you.
Can I punch him in the fucking kneecap or something?
I mean, you can punch your employer.
Yeah, I want to punch him in the kneecap.
All right. Roll me just an attack.
Like a straight attack, like bare hand. It's non-lethal, of course.
Just any attack to roll for the punch itself.
Oh, I would have hit him. I'll do hand axe.
Okay. So 15 to hit. You throw your fist at him just short enough to hit him in the knee as he goes to walk past you. And your hand goes, and you make connection, kind of at a straight, and you look, and he's actually has his hand. He caught your fist. You're a little spicy, dwarf, aren't you?
I see someone doesn't skip arm day.
He pushes your hand back. We'll get through this together, okay?
Speaking of getting through this together, is there anything we should know before we go running in there?
Well, from my understanding, nobody's heard from these Templar in at least 100 years. No record of them. Some remnants out in the world, but these specific ones are dated back even further. So I doubt they're still alive. I'm not sure. Maybe they set up some traps. That's what I brought you guys here for. Also, it's pretty old, so there might be some cave-ins to their temple. Which is again why I hired mining experts in case we need to excavate any rocks out of the way. But fingers crossed that it's quiet.
I agree. All right, I'm ready.
It's okay. We have Dougal. Right, Dougal? You'll face anything, right?
Light up another cigar, I suppose.
And Thad, you brought the explosives, right?
Yeah? Checking my inventory.
That was cue for your Dougal, who actually has the explosives.
The cigar in my mouth is actually a stick of dynamite.
Is that why you keep?
It's not lighting.
Well, who wants to go down the dark staircase first?
I raise my hand. I nominate the elf.
Oh, I thought you were so brave, Dougal. You're just talking about that.
I punched him in the knee and he blocked it. He might be stronger than me.
And
Well, Dougal, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
So I still nominate the elf.
Well, the elf pays you, Dougal.
Do you pay me or does your boss pay me?
I pay your boss.
And he's not here.
Dougal, don't mess this up for us. We want to get paid at the end still, don't we?
I grunt and go down, lighting a torch or something with my cigar.
All right. You lead the way down the dark staircase. Following it for a while, the cave turns into sculpted walls, bricked out, and the stairs end in a small hallway. At the very end, another set of doors. These are actually just wooden doors, and you can actually see a little bit of light shining through the cracks and splits of the door.
Quick question. Dwarves and elves have dark vision, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so when we get to the door with light in it, I toss the torch out. So that way our presence isn't kind of...
Do you put out your cigar?
I put it out on my forearm and save it for later. On my bracers, of course, not like bare skin. I'm not that metal. Like on my bracer. Cigar's still in my mouth, but like it's not lit. Just chomping on it.
I love feeling something. All right, you put out your cigar on your bracer and store it away. You see the little bit of light shining through the door. but it's quiet, and you hear the a draft kind of coming from the door. Well, Dougal, would you like to continue on?
Can I creep towards the door and look through it to see what's like behind it? Because you said it's kind of enough for light to go through. You know what? I have a mechanical eye. Can I roll my mechanical eye underneath the door and see what's going on?
The mechanical eye is installed in your head, so no.
Would my eye be able to do that?
No.
Would the elf's eyes be able to do it?
The elves' eyes prefer to stay in the socket.
My robotic arm whirls. You sure you want to be part of the Robo Boys?
I prefer not, but thank you for the invitation, Dougal.
We can't really
Right.
peek through
I'm
or
seeing
see
what I have in
anything
my
through there.
inventory.
The elf bends down a little. Dougal, you're not getting scared on me.
Takes a very deep breath and just looking at his knee again.
With that, are you the courageous one here?
I guess can't. Oh, there I am. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
very top right corner.
All right, I'll go and gonna like put my one foot out and touch the ground lightly and take a stop and just kind of go really slow, trying not to set off any traps.
All right. Roll me a perception check.
Perception. Got it.
Okay. And so you walk forward, touching the ground around you. You actually bend down and look to see if there's any tripwires or anything. You do this until you make it to the door. You don't find anything wrong with the ground or around you.
Okay. I will just try to open the door then. I don't see anything wrong.
Okay. You go to the door. You don't know, there's no handle to it. It's just a wooden door. At this point, it's just barely even hanging on by its hinges. You push it open and see into the next room. You see rocks have fallen down from the ceiling and crushed some of the flooring below. This stone tile covers the entire floor looking out, but these mounds of stone almost connected up to the ceiling kind of block even your sight forward. You see torches kind of lining some of the wall, but all of them are put out.
Can I smell what the rock is cooking?
I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you can. Smells like
Can I roll?
sulfur.
Okay.
Sulfur.
I'll just keep moving forward. I'll keep the wall on my left, so at least I always have a wall near me.
Can't we see because we have dark vision?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's still better not to be in the middle and get ambushed.
Well, I'm just saying that because my screen's black for our little menu thing, so that's why I was asking.
Are you in the upper right-hand corner?
You should be upper right-hand
Mine's
corner.
black, too.
You should be able to see. Like very top right-hand corner of the map.
Okay, I see it now.
Pretty big map, so you might have to go searching.
I'll just keep creeping forward.
Yedra actually catches up next to you. I don't think we need to be this cautious. I don't think anyone's here.
Then
Oh, yeah,
you
what
go
was that?
first, Elf. You go first. You go lead the. I hand him a torch. You go out there, then, champ. You got this. And I give him a thumbs up.
Well, thank you, Dougal, but I don't need the torch. I can see just fine.
Perfect. You go first. You're the strongest out of all of us. We're nothing but meatheads, but you're the meatiest of us all. You go out there.
I don't appreciate the sarcasm, but thank you, Dougal. You don't need to be so far back, though, so you don't have to speak up. You can come on down.
I follow at an appropriate pace.
You see Yedra kind of taking the lead going forward. He turns around the corner of the biggest mound of rocks in the room, looking left and right. Well, it seems like we're at a split here. Do you think left or right would be the better choice?
I say we keep going right until we can't go right no more. That way we don't get lost. Keep on going the same direction.
Fair enough. All right, Yedra leads the way around the largest mound of rocks into an open tunnel. You see pieces of broken wood lining the tunnel and more rocks collapsed in from the ceiling. He looks back, and Thad, I have noticed with these pillars of rocks, do you think the building is still structurally sound?
I'll do a quick
I-
once over and try to give my best idea. Are the pillars going all the way up to the ceiling still, or are they just completely crumbled?
Most of them are kind of up to the ceiling, but a lot of the ceiling has kind of collapsed, and you can see like divots into it.
Well, you see, if you take a look at the walls, they're still going up, kind of rounding up to the top. We got a few pillars going up in the middle still, so it should be okay. I wouldn't be doing any explosions in here right away, though.
I start duct taping dynamite together.
He's just rounding a bunch of pieces together. For emergencies, right, Dougal?
Or your head, but yeah, sure, emergencies.
It's insults
He
are
leans
just
over
his
to-
love language. It's okay.
I was gonna say, I think he's starting to like me.
Save his life with CPR. Ungrateful.
Oh, he kind of leans forward, and kind of cupping his eye, even though he doesn't really have to. I think this leads to water.
Ah, I'm looking between his legs. Ah, I see it too.
Bojangles and Dougal following behind you, kind of looking about. Bojangles, you've been pretty quiet. Are you still worried about your ship?
As I'm silent and on my last piece of jerky, as I like wipe it off. Of course, I'm still worried about my ship.
Have you had it for long?
Had it for a very long time. Boys and I have had many adventures.
Tell me, it seems to be powered by some sort of magical enchantment. How did you procure such a fine vessel?
Wasn't it a demon, right? You said? Just wanting to mess with him.
Why are we
Yes,
telling
it's
the
a
elf?
demon. My soul possesses the ship, and my ship possesses my soul.
Don't tell the elf that. He doesn't need to know that.
Never said it was true.
Well, is it true? That's kind of cool. And I think we're all becoming like friends here.
No, we're not
I'd
friends.
love
elf.
I'd love to know more about you all.
Maybe we can connect a little bit more after we get through this dungeon.
Oh, fine. But now, oh, is it the magic eye patch that controls it, or is it your jacket?
There are two different things with two different things, but I think this is a great conversation for our way back after it.
Fair enough. But I think maybe the other path was probably the better option.
I thought you liked
left.
to swim, though.
Well, who knows where this water could end up leading? It could end up washing us back out to the ocean.
Could, I guess. Doesn't look like it. I don't know how far forward I can actually see.
You can see pretty far forward. You can see there's actually a few branches of the water, one going right next to you, off to your left, straight across from you. You can see land on the other side, a pretty decent distance away. The water is deep enough to where it would require swimming, and there seems to be a fairly strong current that goes through.
Okay. Yeah. With this armor on, I don't want to be stuck in a current. I guess you're right this time. We go back the other way. Take a look that way.
Yeah, it looks like the current is leading off to our left, so I think that would end up just kicking us back out. I mean,
Alright.
unless you're a really good swimmer. Probably like
I mean, I am,
Bojangles.
but
I could probably make it. As I rub my jacket.
We could send Bojangles across to scout out what's over there.
you want to do that,
I
Bojangles?
could take a little recon. I'll take a little swim in the drink.
I tie a rope to him.
All right. Dougal walks over to Bojangles. You see him just with a loop and rope just walking up to you kind of menacingly.
Cigar lid, of course.
He relit the cigar.
Yes. The half-lit cigar is relit.
Bojangles, do you let Dougal put this rope over you, this loop of rope?
It's not going on your neck. Calm down.
Yeah, I'll let him do it.
All right.
Stare
He puts it
ghastly
down,
into his eyes.
and
Our
tightens
magical
it around
eyes
your waist.
intertwine. Become one.
We look at each other's mechanical eyes.
Turn around.
I get a little bit lonely.
See, that Thad. That's what I want us all to have.
Let us take your eye.
Maybe after this.
So I tie the rope around him for safety.
All right, you tie the rope. You have about 50 feet of rope. Kind of just looking off. You think it'll get him across in case he gets swept up by the current. But, oh, you want to go in for a dip?
Yes.
All right, and which way do you want to swim? Just straight to the land across?
Yeah, I'm gonna go straight. That is a current under.
Okay. And so you hop in the water. and begin to swim off. As you swim through the water, you know your coat is helping. You have full movement and speed. The others look at you as you're kind of swimming through the water, almost like a dolphin, more or less, flowing with the water. You get closer to the land on the other side, and you see another platform off to your right over here that you could also go to. Off here, you look down, and it just leads into a dark tunnelway. You can kind of conclude that leads off back into the ocean.
I can see that off to the right. Can I go over to the edge where the water meets the pathway and just kind of take a further look into the path to my right?
You continue to swim off, and let me just double check here. You're just about to the end of the rope.
And is there anything that I can see in there that might be worthwhile looking into by myself?
So off to the... So we'll start with the right. So off to your right is more of that stone tile flooring, much like the entrance that you had just come from. You can see some tables and other furniture scattered about, broken on the ground. You can see some other structures, the shadows of it. So you can conclude that off to your right is part of the same building that you were just in. To your left seems to be more natural, just more rock and cave flooring. And you can see a pillar of stone right here that's actually illuminated, some sort of bioluminescence. You can see some crystals that might be causing that jutting out of the stone.
Can I do stone cunning to get an idea of like the history of that stonework with the crystals?
You're just from this distance, you're a little too far to really recognize the kind of crystals and things like that.
I think what I'm gonna do is kind of look around. How far would that rope go if I came up to the edge where the stone with the crystals is? How far can I bring that rope over there?
From the little bit that you still have, it would basically get you to one of the two shores. Well, to just the edge of either platform.
Okay. I'll get to the edge of the platform and swim over there. The edge of the platform with the stone with the crystals.
Okay, so this side?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You swim off. You get just to the edge and pull yourself up. And as you pull yourself up, the rope actually tugs on you. You're right at the very end of it.
And then is there anything more that I can see as far as that structure?
You can see just from getting a little bit closer, it's definitely the crystals that are causing the light, but still too far away to really make out exactly what it is. You can see the pathway. This tunnel branches off into two different paths as well, and there seems to be another stream of water at the very end of it that you can see. Other than the water kind of rushing behind you and off to the distance, everything else is very quiet.
I feel the rope tug, and then I'm at that edge, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of tug the rope. It's kind of signal to the boys. I'm just going to keep kind of like tugging it.
Dougal, you feel the rope end up just pulling taut, and then after a moment you can feel just some tugging on the rope. You know this is the signal that Bojangles has made it across.
Well, lads, he's made it. Let's get going. Anyone have any more rope for a little safety net?
Nope.
And are you
I just jump in the
expecting-
water before he can say anything. I don't want to listen to him. I just jump in the water.
You jump in the water.
I swan dive
And-
into the water. I swan dive.
You swan dive
With
into the
cigar.
water. Yeah. Your cigar ends up getting put out in the water. And the splash kind of hits. You begin to sink slightly, but kick yourself up with the water. The tide, the current of the water is actually pulling you out to the side, but you're hanging onto the rope. Bojangles, you actually feel the tug of the rope as Dougal is beginning to get pulled by the current. Do you pull him toward you?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a good footing and then start pulling the rope towards me. Thinking that they got
Alright.
the signal to come on down.
Yedra and Thad, you both watch as Dougal gets pulled over slowly as he's kicking against the current and ends up pulling himself up onto the ledge with Bojangles.
Well, Ilja,
I don't think they thought that through, really. Do you have any way across?
yeah. I jump in and start swimming.
Make me either an acrobatics or an athletics check.
Oh, it is better. Athletics it is.
Can I see
That-
him? Can I see him?
Yeah, you can see him jump into the water.
Can I cast freedom of movement on him? Is this difficult terrain technically?
It counts as difficult terrain, but he is being pulled by the current, so it would require a strength check. Let's see here. Magic effects that reduce their speed. Oh, I was actually going to say yes, but you have to touch a willing creature. So it is by
Oh.
touch.
I
Well, also-
forgot I have.
I was
the
gonna
right
cast my
tool.
level 4 spell for you, buddy.
I had the right tool for the job. I should have made myself a rubber ducky, then went across.
You begin to get swept off by the current. But Yedra, you see him actually dive in, grabbing a hold of the wall, reaching a hand out to you. Grab my hand, Thad!
I go for it. Try to get his hand.
You're not dying on my watch! As he pulls you up onto the ledge. You grab onto.
So we can kind of see them that they're struggling to get across. So I'm going to take my rope from around my waist and put it over Dougal. And then I'm going to swim across by the other end of the rope.
Hold on. I have Misty Step. I can teleport back over there.
Only, 30 feet?
Yeah.
It's like
It's 55 feet.
Well, what if he throws me the other 20 and then I Misty Step across?
Am I back on the ledge where I'm standing right now on the map?
Yes.
Alright, I'll look to the edge and be like,
I would
Maybe I
love to
should
see
use
somebody
something I'm
yeet you
actually good
20
at.
feet.
can I take a few minutes and like grab some of the wood and start like making a raft and like an oar?
Yeah, you can go back and start grabbing some of the wooden pieces you saw over there. Yedra, looks at you kind of walking back. You guys go ahead. I think Thad has a plan to catch up with you guys.
Have they
Yeah.
noticed that my strap of dynamite is slowly ticking down and it's about to blow up? I'm just kidding, Rob. I was just saying that
What?
just to see your
I mean, if
facial
you want to blow
expression.
yourself up, you can blow yourself up.
Oh no, it
but
was on the
Bojangles
other
is-
side.
You left it
Left it there.
with Thad.
Catch.
It's a joke. It's a joke. That wasn't canon. That was just I wanted to see the facial expression.
Okay, Thad, you hear?
It's just the unlit cigar. Or the last of the lit cigar.
All right. So Thad walks off back into the other room. Yedra yelled over to you guys that they'll catch up.
I flip them off.
Bojangles and Dougal, what do you guys want to do from here?
I want to go up to the crystal stone.
I want to take a nap is what I wanted. I am tired. I've scaled the mountain already. I had to save someone from swimming. I had to swim. I am tired. Like, do we have protein bars or something?
Beef jerky.
Bojangles
Wet
kind of ate
beef
the rest of the
jerky.
jerky.
No more beef
I mean,
jerky.
You can take a short rest if you want.
Oh, we'll keep going.
All right. Well, Bojangles, Dougal, what do you want to do? As you start just walking into this cave system.
I like look around and see if there's any like animals or like signs of something living down here.
Yeah. So, roll me a perception check for this, actually. So you look over the walls of this cave system. They actually seem to be somewhat smoothed out, but there are crevices and broken down, so it doesn't look like it was man-made to make the walls into any sort of structure. But there has been, looks like something that's brushed against and kind of smoothed out the walls on each side.
I light up a cigar as I ponder what I think this might be.
You light up your cigar, and you and Bojangles walk up to this structure of stone, this pillar going from the ground up to this ceiling, covered in this white, almost clear, but kind of foggy crystal that is letting off a low glow.
Would I be able to use stone cutting on the crystal?
You can just roll me a history check, or nature check for this, actually.
Okay.
Here. You're familiar with many stone cuts and metals, but these crystals to you just look like any other glowing crystal you found in cave systems before.
Can I take a look at them?
Roll me a nature check. You look at it, and this is a sort of kind of viridian crystal, primarily found in the Underdark, so it's a little odd to be growing here, but they can be used into many sharp crafts. Some lower forms of life actually use them as tools, kind of like obsidian in a way, but this one seems to have some sort of luminescence to it. as it glows, and as you touch it, almost pulses with an energy.
Hmm.
It's a special rock. I don't pick up the special rock. I just look at it.
I kind of want to touch it.
I
Okay.
wouldn't.
I'm touching it. I already
Don't
lost
touch
my,
it.
my ship's down.
I punch him in the kneecap so he doesn't touch it. Opposed athletics checks. Let's go. I'm not letting him touch that
well,
rock.
Bojangles, you go to touch the rock, and Dougal just checks you right in the thigh, right in that soft spot where you get like that nerve, that shock that goes through your leg.
We've lost a boat. We don't need to lose you. We're not touching the rock. That's how Fancy Pants comes and looks at it.
One more single tear drops down my face because he brought up the word boat again.
It'll come back. You've got like 23 hours and she'll be back.
All right. After really fantasizing about these crystals in this pillar, you look further into the cave. The water actually seems to be flowing into this portion of the cave, the current carrying it here. And it splits off into a couple different directions. Toward the end, this cave goes for quite some distance back. The water splits in between and has seemed to carve out paths. Further into the cave, you can see it splits off kind of to your right. Would you like to investigate further?
Yeah, I say we go ahead and make a move for it.
Okay, Bojangles, you lead the way into the cave. And Thad, some time has passed. You're working on. You've grabbed enough wood and scraps to craft some sort of vessel to paddle your way over. And yet Yedra's just kind of looking over your shoulder. I believe Bojangles said something about some similar structure that split off on the other side of the water. I think we could probably just go around and end up running into that side over there, and it would probably be an easier swim across.
I guess. As I'm looking at my boat, like already almost done. It's like, could have said that sooner. But all right, let's go.
I'm sorry, I just thought about it.
It's all right. It's all right. We got this.
All right. I can lead the way if you'd like, or, you could lead the way. I am your employer after all.
All right, you can rear seat drive me.
Okay. I saw the room split off that other direction. We should probably check over there and keep south. I'm sure there's probably a hallway or something that leads down there.
Perfect. Now let's start heading that way.
All right. You lead through the room the way that you had come over, and you go to the other pathway. That's a narrow-ish hallway, ceiling about 12 feet high, wall to wall about 10 feet. Goes straight and then branches off to the right and left. You walk a little further into it, and you can see on your right, there's actually a gated door that you can see through. You can see a room on that side, and then the path also leading to your left.
I'll take the path to the left to try to meet up with them. And I'm going to be like on my toes because he's been very nice to us, but I just have a weird feeling about him. Like he wants to double cross us.
Huh. Wonder what that room is, but we should probably keep going south to meet up with the others. Want to make sure they're okay.
Yeah, we know where it is, and you know what they say when you're adventuring, don't split up from your group. And, well, what did we do?
Well, to be fair, they did kind of just jump into the water.
Yeah, that they did. But, as you say, you get what you pay for. So if you pay us a little more, maybe we'll do a little better, not split up next time.
You keep me alive, and I will give you a bonus.
All right, I can do that.
All right. So you go around a rock structure in the center of the room, and you come up on two statues at the end of this hall. One statue is of a sort of angel, like more of the looks of an Asimar being, and the one directly in front of you. And then off to your right is a statue of a Knight Templar, shield in the right hand and hand up, lighting the way with a torch that is out, clad in his armor, helmet on.
Okay.
I will say the architecture here is beautiful.
Yeah, not bad. Not quite dwarven made, but not bad.
To be fair, most of their group, I believe, was human, and they definitely go for quality, or quantity. Quantity over quality, from
Yeah.
what I've seen about their...
Yes, to be fair
Style.
to them, they don't live that long enough to really get good at anything.
I will agree with you there.
Gonna investigate the statues. I have a feeling they're just kind of signifying that we're entering like a more of a cave system. But doesn't hurt to be safe before going through them.
What about the statues? Are you kind of looking over?
I just kind of like touching them, pulling them, see if anything would activate or feel like it's gonna activate, and see if there's anything in the pathway between that would set anything off, any traps off.
You look over the two statues. Which one do you want to look at first?
The one holding the torch first.
Okay. So you look over the base of the statue and find nothing. Kind of going up it, everything is smoothed and actually carved out very well. The torch in its hand seems to be made of some sort of different material. It's a black metal. Looks like it was stuck in its hand, possibly after being sculpted.
Can I try to grab it?
Yeah, you go up. The torch is stuck in there pretty well. You think you could possibly force it out if you'd like to try.
Yeah.
All right, roll me an athletics check on that. You climb up basically on top of the statue, and with your body, like pulling out the sword from the stone, rip this torch out from the hand, almost falling back off the statue, but catching yourself and climbing down. The torch is made of metal. The end of it, almost like a cage around the center. And there's no wick or cloth inside of it or anything that you would see to light the torch.
Okay. Let's look over to you, Joe. Huh. Thought that'd do something. Just keep on holding on to it and push forward.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting.
Yeah, well, it might be useful in the future. We'll hold on to it for right now.
You look down the hallway right in front of you. You see two large double doors smashed out of the wall, laying down on the ground at the end of the hallway. There was another hallway off to your right that leads off as well.
Let's hope those doors are knocked down by an earthquake, not something barging in there. And should have moved down to get to Bojangles and Duple.
Okay. You take a step down into the hallway, and as you put your left foot down onto the ground, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Gotta be really good at this, right? No, I'm not. Oh.
You fall through the floor. The floor seems to be some sort of illusion, and fall down into a pit of spikes. You fall and actually feel something grab hold of your arm as you fall, and look up. Yedra grabs hold of you, but your leg smacks down, and one of the spikes sticks through the bottom of your leg, dealing 10 points of piercing damage.
Yeah. Thanks for the quick reaction there. Did you see that pit there, or is it just me?
It was definitely not there before. As he pulls you up out of the pit.
See, this is why I go first. I'm saving you.
Yeah, thank you. Your hands are full with the torch and everything right now. I don't think you'd have caught me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad you went first. But luckily I've got quick reflexes.
That's for sure.
Well, this puts a damper on things. How good of a jumper are you?
Not that great with this heavy armor on, I'll be honest with you.
There.
I do have some rope, though. Got some rope and bits.
Maybe...
Oh!
Could you use those planks from before? You were building your ship to create like a bridge across, perhaps?
I have the right tool for the job. Could I say I have a grappling hook that I can attach into the rope and shoot it out of my crossbow?
Yeah.
All right. I'll just be like, oh, I think I got something. I'll just rummage in my bag really quick, whip that up, grab my crossbow out, and try to shoot it at some rubble that will catch, so we can kind of tie it off on our end and kind of shimmy across the rope.
All right. You load the grappling hook into your heavy crossbow and fire it off. It fires across and sticks into a large rock formation in the center of the room on the other side. You get a good tug of it, and it seems to be holding strong. What would you like to do with the other end?
I'll tie it off on I guess the statue, they kind of pull it around the edge so we can use the rope and kind of put our feet against the wall and shimmy across.
All right, you tie it around the base of the statue, around the feet of the Templar, and tie it taut, and use that rope and feet against the wall and kind of just slowly make your guys' way across. That was a really smart idea.
Thank you. I spend a lot of time tinkering with things. They call me a nerd, but it comes in handy.
And what do you think happened here? As he actually steps a little in front of you onto the door, you see lined on the floor are skeletons clad in armor, weapons and shields scattered about the floor, destroyed furniture, pieces of wood and metal flown all over, training dummies off to your left-hand side and weapon racks filled with different weapons. To your right, a raised platform with stairs going up to it.
Do like a quick look around and look for like scratches or marks of like a large beast. So I have a feeling that that pit was meant to keep things out, and something barged in, wreaked havoc.
Roll me an investigation check.
Sure.
You look over your kind of immediate vicinity, and you look over the door laid down on the ground in front of you. The top of the door has been a little different than the rest. It looks like it was ripped off. You can see the kind of points coming down to it, but both tops of the doors are completely missing, as if something grabbed hold and ripped them off, and the doors fell inward.
Well, it looks like these doors are ripped off their hinges by something quite large. You said it's been a few hundred years since anyone's heard from these guys, right?
Yes, this particular band of Templars went missing some time ago. It was said they ran off with the dragon heart.
Well, these guys didn't run off too far. I'm hoping whatever broke this down is either dead or moved on long ago as well.
Yeah, this seems to be mostly deserted. But whatever did this had to have been terrifying. This section of the Templars were very militaristic and well-trained fighters, from my understanding.
Yeah, not well enough, I guess.
All right. You continue to kind of scavenge around the room, looking at the bodies to see if you can find really anything else. And you do find one body kind of hauled into a corner, but some sort of material laid over it, almost solidified, like a cocoon almost.
Oh. Hey, Yedra, you know much about random animals? Because this looks like a cocoon. I don't know, maybe there's some sort of insect that attacked here.
No, but he reaches down and actually touches it a little and rubs his fingers together. It looks like sand.
It's odd. I don't know if Ad would actually know that, so I don't think that's worth a roll.
Yes, you yourself haven't encountered anything that uses sand to make a cocoon. You kind of put together maybe it's some weird insect or sea creature.
This gives us all the more reason to maybe hurry along and meet up with the other two.
I agree. Let's continue south. We should at least run into the split with the water and probably easily get across.
Alright, I see a little bridge up here. I'll start heading that way towards this guy across.
All right. And actually, before we go on with that, we're actually going to go down back to Bojangles and Dougal. So you are continuing down this cave system. See here. So going back over to Bojangles and Dougal, you're going down into this cave system. The water here is a little bit more shallow than the previous split of water. This one's actually rushing. The current is coming into this cave system, and it only looks about waist deep for you guys. You hear the sound of rushing water. There's patches of moss covering the stone flooring, different plant lives, and you can see other deposits of that glowing viridian crystal scattered about this room, adding a little bit of light to it.
See, aren't you glad you didn't touch the stone?
No, I still want to touch it. Tiny.
Then go touch it. I'll carry on without you then. Go touch your stone.
I keep walking straight.
You continue to walk into the cave system. You can look down further into it. It seems to go for some way, but toward the end seems to come to a sort of bottleneck that leads to a thinner pathway. You come closer to a large deposit of that stone in the wall right here. You can see the rocks around the crystal is actually even a different color than the rest of the wall. Bojangles, you're leading the way.
Yeah. Does it look like we can both make it through the stream?
Yes, it's about waist deep.
Waist deep? Yeah.
In this area.
Kind of cross over.
All right. So you cross over onto another strip of the land. And the strip seems to lead all the way down to where that bottleneck is, going further into the cave system.
We'll keep going down. I think we're gonna keep going across.
Off to your left, or just south down to the tunnel?
We're gonna go south down to the tunnel. Yeah.
Okay. So
because it bottlenecks through. Yeah.
Perfect. You walk down, and the tunnel gets much more narrow. You can see a heavy drop splits the tunnel right here down into water. You look down, it's about a 20-foot drop into some more water that seems to be a much faster current. And at the end, on the other side, you can see more of the glowing crystals lined the wall. You think, well, you know you can more or less just hop over this if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna jump for it. With a rope, of course.
You always need the rope.
Dougal walks over with his loop of rope again and ties it around you just in case. You jump over to the other side and grab hold of the rope. Dougal fastens it around himself, and he also jumps over.
But yeah, we're getting a little boondocky over here.
I fucking Rambo. All right, so both of you have made it to the other side. You walk past the wall with the Viridian crystal on your left-hand side. You can almost hear the crystals humming. And I go, as you're walking by it.
Look over to Dougal like I'm not touching that one.
Don't touch him. Just let him be. Let him hum away.
And I punch him in the thigh as well.
I jump out of the way.
All right, both you roll me either acrobatics or athletics.
Why did he get a roll twice?
Hey, we're taking his first one.
Oh, my bad.
You see Bojangles go to swing at you, and you hop out of the way. He spins around to hit you a second time, and this one you almost dodge out of the way, but he just slightly nut taps you.
Oh, there is no spoon.
Bojangles looks at you in the eye and says we're even.
Oh. Wipe off my hand.
Why does it smell like wet jerky?
There's my skin burning already. You continue down the narrow passageway. This cave system, you see a smaller tunnel branch off to your left, going around in a winding corner. On the right-hand side, it opens up into a large room. You look over, and this room, you see a rock structure in the center with large cubbies carved out of it. And between you and that rock structure is a laid out Templar, clad in armor, shield still in one of his hands, laid out, sprawled. Away from him, off to the left, the ground drops down into more water.
That doesn't look very safe now, does it?
No, it doesn't. We kind of walk up and investigate over there.
I give him the rope.
You both hold a small piece of rope together. Only a couple feet apart, but just makes you feel a little better.
It's on the buddy system.
Safety in numbers.
Buddies.
All right. What would you like to investigate first?
The cubbies.
I was gonna investigate the body.
All right. So Bojangles, you let go of the rope and walk over to the cubbies carved out of this rock. Dougal, you walk up to the body, which is closer. So you walk up to the body. It's a skeleton inside of the armor. Shield held in its left hand, still attached to it. Its right hand is missing, and you don't find any weapon around it. The skeleton is decrepit, and you can see spots of it that's actually discolored, and it almost looks slightly corroded.
The eagles took him.
Bojangles, while he's looking over this body, you walk up to this large rock structure in the center of the room. These cubbies carved out of it. There's mounds of bones inside of these cubbies. You don't know how many different people or animals that these bones came from. And both of you, what is your passive wisdom perception?
17.
17?
Mine's 13.
Okay. You stand up from the body, and you get a smell that you're somewhat familiar with. It smells like sulfur almost, and you take a step over and look down where the land kind of falls down into this liquid, and you smell it. It smells of acid, almost singeing your nose hairs. And you look down and you can see more skeletons just laid out on the bottom of this pool of acid.
I don't think we should be here. It smells funny. And that's coming from me.
I'm just gonna look over at him like, sorry, that jerky's been getting to me.
You look over at Bojangles to yell at him for eating all of the jerky. And at the corner of your eye, you notice out of the rock structure where those crystals are, just up here, this sort of almost blue tinge ooze begins to ooze out of the wall.
Yep, we should get out of here.
Is there anything else I can do to like investigate? See if anything.
You want to
Right now I'm thinking it's
look
like
around a bit more?
Acid dragon. Yeah, just a wee bit.
What specifically do you want to go check out?
Like the back corner, like to the left pathway.
Over here?
Yep. Kind of tread softly. Peek around.
Dougal Bojangles disregards kind of what you say as you're looking at this, and he ends up walking past you a little bit as you watch this ooze accrete out of the wall, and all of it kind of just fall out from it with a...
Nope, I'm out. I'm out. I'm
just
starting
a
to duct tape
mound
more.
of
I'm
ooze.
starting duct taping more dynamite together.
And it begins to slowly like crawl.
I throw the rope around him as a lasso and pull him away from where he's going to investigate.
You tug on Bojangles' rope and pulling him a little closer. Bojangles, you get tugged back, almost pulling you off your feet by Dougal. What do you want to do?
Look back at him like, let's just take a quick peek around and we can get the heck out of here.
Nope. There's acid leaking from the walls. There's a blob of it.
It's
I will
ooze.
leave.
We
I
don't
will
know.
leave you. Oh, Captain, my captain, you want to go down with your ship? Go down in a pit of acid. Then I'm not doing this.
I pick up a bone right next to me and I throw it at the ooze to kind of see what it does.
Oh,
You pick up a bone and throw it at the ooze, and you see it just land in the ooze, and it just kind of swallow the bone. Like it's just gone. Just absorbs it.
Absorbs it, didn't like burn it or singe it or...
Not that you could see, but it does begin to move toward you, and it moves at a quicker pace. This is going to start combat.
God damn it.
I felt like Bojangles wanted to fight.
I don't though, so I'm gonna leave his ass.
What are we gonna do? The ship needs
No,
repairs, dude.
there is no we.
Does the ship keep repairing if Bojangles dies?
No.
I'll scalp his eye out. That should
No.
be enough. I'll have 2 eyes, 2 magic eyes.
Is that not?
Fighting ooze, bro.
No, we're not fighting ooze. We're fighting acid, bro.
Oozy acid.
No. Okay, I have my Hail Mary out of this.
Reset the API.
Hail Mary.
I have my Hail Mary out of this. I'll leave your ass. I don't give a shit.
20 sticks of dynamite all taped together.
Yeah, how many sticks of dynamite do I have, Rob?
Wasn't it 8?
8? And that's what, 1d4 plus each one of those, so that's like what?
D4.
How much does a stick of dynamite do for damage?
Isn't it D4?
So that'd be what, 32 average? 4.
It is. I can pull it up exactly. Oh no, it's 3d6 per stick.
Okay.
So a lot.
Okay.
Do you tape all 8 together?
No, I taped 4 and 4 together.
4 and 4?
I'm not using it to save his ass. He's the dumb fuck that wanted to go fight acid. I'm not using dynamite to save him.
Maybe you just want to go to Burning Man.
Yeah.
Well, that would be mud, not acid. So
No, you weren't doing Burning Man, right?
I haven't been to Burning Man.
It's all acid.
Oh, good.
Okay, let's try running Combat Master again. There we go. I had to reset the API. Alright. And let's grab all of you. Perfect. You go first. That's Dougal steps away for a second. Oh, why is there 2? That's pretty fair.
I'm not looking forward to this because I can see another one right there. There's another one coming for us too.
Yeah, we don't even know what to do. Do it though.
No, I don't want to do it. I'm trying not to get my eyebrows singed off.
Oh, we're getting fucked up.
That's it.
Yeah, I know we're
There
getting
we go.
fucked up. This was your doing, homie.
Let's just go jump in the
All right.
little hole.
I'm not the what hole? The acid hole?
Oh, there's a hole back there.
Why didn't I
Yep.
take Dimension Door?
Or stabbing you.
The ooze that's up above you kind of sloshes over itself, kind of like rolling in a ball as it just falls off the ledge, just with a whoop, landing on the ground next to you. Ending
So
its turn.
where's this alleged hole?
Oh, you really want to jump in it?
Well, there's
The one
two
that-
acid things.
Isn't there a hole in the middle?
I
like,
can
right
leave
behind
you.
right behind the
Don't
tooth?
get me wrong. I can leave and I'll be fine. I know I have ways out. You don't have ways out.
How's your way out?
I can literally Misty step. I can run. I can dash to the first one by the cave entrance, then Misty step away. I'll be fine. You're gonna get fucked.
As he yells that it's his turn, so he must do something now. You will.
Fuck. I guess I'll run towards the first one and smack it with something. I'll just attack it. Actually, wait,
The
no.
one closest to you.
I will move right there and I will hit it with my light crossbow.
This one.
The one towards the cave entrance.
Okay, that one. Go ahead. That hits. and deals 10 piercing.
I look at him like, see, bro, we got this.
I don't even say anything.
Bojangles, you see one blob of this teal ooze, almost see-through, off to your left, and then you see two more large clumps of the ooze at the entrance.
I'm going to take my longbow and the one that already took a hit from Dougal.
Okay. And
Can I actually start running that way? And once I get kind of towards
can
Dougal,
move that way.
yeah, then I'm gonna take a shot with my longbow.
Okay. And you have a second attack as well.
Okay. Shot with my longbow.
You fire 2 arrows into the ooze. As the arrows land into the ooze, you hear like a coming from it. As it starts to like tighten up and become more condensed.
Was
that
that
a new
second
turn,
shot with
Bourbon?
my? Was that 2 shots with my longbow? I can do that.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna take one more shot, right?
You took 2 shots.
Okay.
You want to do anything else?
What else would I be able to do in that moment? Because I already took a step forward.
Bonus actions or action surge if you wanted to.
Okay.
Abilities, things like that right now.
Okay. So can I put my longbow away and pull out my great sword?
You could stow your longbow and then pull out your great sword on your next turn.
Okay.
Alright, so you begin stowing your longbow to pull your sword out, and you're gonna stay right next to Dougal.
Might actually take a few steps to the left. We
Okay.
can kind of
You still have movement.
I don't know.
Oh, you still have movement.
Oh, yeah.
You have,
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. You still have 3 more squares.
Yeah. So kind of going like that area through there.
Okay, you're good to move it. Okay, so you kind of back yourself up against the wall on the other side of him, kind of creating this funnel between the two of you.
Yeah.
The ooze goes in between you both, and as you were the last one to attack, it focuses toward you, Bojangles. And it attacks twice. And both attacks hit, dealing 11, 17, 18 damage to you, Bojangles. The other ooze flashes over and attacks toward Dougal. Twice with its essentially slam. The first one misses and actually slams into the edge of the wall, going down into the pool of acid below you, Dougal. And part of it actually breaks off and falls into the acid, and you actually see it begin singeing and burning in the acid next to you.
That was lucky.
And then the rest of its body makes another attack toward you, and you dodge away from it. You will. It's your turn.
So is that whole blob there, or is it like half the size? The one that missed me.
It only lost a bit of it, so it's more than half its size still.
It's not where I want to be. We cast Fireball at disadvantage because it's so close, right?
No, so it's not a disadvantage. It's still saving throw, but depending on where you want to cast it, you might.
I want to
hit
cast it on the
other
guy that
things.
just attacked me.
Okay, it's a big AoE.
Should throw it at fucking Captain, my captain.
I mean, you could throw it in between the two blobs.
Yeah, but it's still a big AoE. We'll probably both get hit.
You can throw it to the back of the wall. You would only
I'm
catch
gonna
those
cast
angles.
Shatter instead.
Okay, smaller.
'Cause they're
You
both-
could cast.
Because they're both within range of me. They're both within 10 feet of me.
Let me see. I think isn't it a further distance than 10 feet, but I think it's a 10-foot area of effect.
Yeah, but I can cast it in front of me and hit both of them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, cast Shatter. All right. And on. Both fail, taking the full 7 damage. And metal. Okay, yeah, it's just affected by the thunder damage, so both of them take 7 damage.
Yep.
The ooze here has begun to shrunk down and looks to be getting weakened from the blows that you've dealt to it. The third one gets close and actually begins to overlap one of the other oozes, creating this almost wall of ooze at the entrance and exit. Bojangles, backed against the wall, this large mass of this acidic ooze covering in front of you, in between you and Dougal.
I think what I'm gonna do is, can I do Fighting Spirit and then swing my great swords at the big wall of ooze?
I remember what Fighting Spirit does.
Strike true. Oh, it's as a bonus action though.
Yeah, so you can do it as a bonus action first.
Okay.
So click on the little chat bubble to put in chat. Okay, so that's one of your 3 uses of it. You gain 10 temporary hit points. And go ahead and roll both of your attacks with your greatsword at advantage. Oh, so you would check advantage at the top of your character sheet. So I'll put you in advantage. So go ahead and swing again.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so we'll take the first one just as it is to hit. And then we'll take the second one, and it also hits. So you deal 24 slashing damage. Are you doing it to this one in front of you?
Yes, right there.
You slash that ooze, splitting it in half, and slash again, and turning your greatsword sideways and actually smashing it, splattering it across the ground, and actually destroying that ooze.
Me in excitement from all the depression from my boat sinking. I scream out in joy. And I look at Dougal like, it's not so bad.
I flip him off.
Now there's this space in between you and the oozes. He looks at you and smiles and gives you a thumbs up, and you just react by flipping him off across the way.
Yep. I do. That's exactly what I do.
And do you end your turn standing where you are, Bojangles?
If I can sneak around behind through here, I'm kind of like sneak through and then
Like here?
behind. No. The entrance we came through. Kind of sneak through that.
That ooze is blocking it. It's big enough to cover the whole entrance.
Okay. Then I'll create some space and then come back.
Okay. Now, I'll put you here. If you do step away from the creatures, they do get attacks of opportunity. Do you want to let it attack at you? Bojangles? I know you're still getting used to that one.
Yeah.
Or do
I'll
you
stay
just
where I
want to
was
stay
at.
right there?
Yeah, I'll stay right there.
Okay.
Or where? Yeah, if I was I there? We're here.
Yeah, and you're able to move around the ooze. It's when you step like away from it that it gets
Okay.
that.
Gotcha.
All right. So the ooze actually moves in between you, and it can take up same space as you. It moves over, and you see it kind of come together, creating this more solidified mass, and it expunges out at Dougal. Dougal, make me an athletics check. Or acrobatics.
Yeah.
Either of the two.
Either of the two. And it just makes it... Alright, on a tie, we re-roll. Roll it again. You battle against the ooze as it's trying to shove you. It ends up pushing through and knocking you back 5 feet. You fall back. The floor beneath your feet is gone, and you slam into this pool of acid. You can feel it burning at your skin. And it's going to go to your turn now.
I'm going to just Misty Step out of it.
Okay. In the acid, you take 2d8 damage when you start your turn in it. So 7 acid damage.
Okay. Okay.
And then you want to use Misty Step out?
Yep.
Okay. Where do you want to Misty Step into? 30 feet. That is a 15-foot drop.
So I go right here.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay. And that ends my turn.
Misty Step is a bonus action. You still have your actions.
Can I shoot the one dude or the captain with my fucking crossbow? Because he got me into this situation. Can I shoot his other eye out?
I mean, you could shoot at Bojangles if you want to, yes.
No, I will shoot the blob that knocked me in just with a regular crossbow attack.
Okay, fire away.
Oh, why was that with advantage? Just take the first
That's
one, the
fine.
10.
The 10 still hits. You deal 5 piercing damage.
And that ends my turn.
All right. The blob attacks at Bojangles twice. The first one hitting, dealing 7 bludgeoning and 5 acid. The ooze slams on top of you, Bojangles, and as it rubs against your body, you feel it singeing the skin on your arms, burning away all of your arm hair, and basically the first layer of skin. It feels like a horrible sunburn. It goes to attack a second time, but you dodge out of the way. It's your turn.
Like, what I'm going to do is, if I can do an extra attack, take one swing at the blob that's right next to me, and run over to the other blob and take 2 swings with my greatsword. So 3 swings
Okay,
total.
so 1 and 1.
Or
yeah,
3 and 3, because
2
I have
swings.
to do an extra attack.
So extra attack gives you the second one.
Oh, I thought it said
You have
extra
2
attack
swings.
3 times instead of twice
Is it 3?
at the 11th level.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 3 times for fighter. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Swing 3 times. So you said 1 at which one?
The one that's right next to me, and then step over to
Okay.
the other one and take 2 swings
Oh.
at that one.
And we'll take you out of advantage.
Out of
But we'll
advantage?
keep that one out of advantage. So at normal, because your ability ended at the end of your
Gotcha.
turn.
Gotcha.
We'll take that one. You deal 8 slashing damage, and then make your other one. It hits, dealing 12 to that one. And then which one's the third one going to?
The second one.
Okay, go ahead. Second one, taking enough damage, ends up shrinking down in size as it's splattered about. Alright. Do you end your turn there, Bo?
Mm-hmm. I think if that's all that I can do, yeah.
Alright. The ooze on top of you kind of slides back a bit and attacks twice at you, Bo. Both attacks miss. It kind of lifts part of its body up and slams down like away from the ocean. You backstep out as it splatters across the floor and then kind of forms back together where Bugle, your attack.
I am going to attack the small blob with my light crossbow.
Alright. It would be at disadvantage with the blob in front of you.
Okay.
Fire away.
Even with the nat 1, I still got an 8. That's not bad.
You fire your crossbow at the blob. It ends up hitting some of the rocks just in front of it, as it's small enough to almost hide behind them.
And then I'm gonna move away to right here.
All right. And that blob does make an attack of opportunity at you. With its pseudopod.
Misses.
But it misses. It, kind of a branch of it shoots out at your feet as you run away from it. And does that end Dougal's turn?
Yes, it ends my turn.
The little ooze moves closer to Bojangle. Now it only makes one pseudopod attack. That you just move out of the way of Bojangles. Which one do you attack at?
I'm going to attack at the one that's. I'm going to attack. I'm going to do 2 attacks with my great sword. I'm going to attack the one that's closer to Dougal first, and then I'm going to attack the one that's towards the entrance, hopefully taking it completely out, and then putting my guard towards the other one so that the blob's in between Dougal and myself.
Okay. Make the first swing. Beautiful. You damage the first one enough that you split a portion off that withers away. It shrinks down in size.
And I'll attack the other one.
Go ahead. It hits, splattering that ooze into jello viscera covering the walls.
Sweet.
And your third attack?
My third attack, I'm going to take last swing with my great sword.
You wipe out the remaining ooze. Just little spots of this blue jello scattered across the floor. You can see it burning into the armor of the dead Templar by your feet.
Yeah.
And that ends combat.
I look over at Dougal and wink at him.
You walk up to Bojangles.
I just light up a cigar and just keep walking.
He just walks past you, back out the exit of this room. Back out into the cave tunnels.
I feel like we need to start making Dougal keep track of how many cigars he's had.
I'm gonna have an
And then
intervention.
accidentally pull out a dynamite.
I have 2 bags of holding. One says dynamite, one says cigars. Simmer down, boys. I'm a professional.
We just hope he didn't mix any up. But we will go back to Thad with Yedra in the next session. This will end part 2 of the Tale of Stolen Treasure. The adventurers have found their way into this abandoned Templar lair where supposedly they house the dragon's heart, a large gem, a true treasure. They've encountered some oozes coming out of the walls in this mysterious cave system. But what shadows lurk around the rest of the corners, this mysterious dungeon? We'll find out in part 3. So, thank you all for watching this session. Everyone, see you in the next adventure.